Creative person I ever worked with or met in the comic book industry was?
Well, there's several. I can't ignore Stan because I worked with Stan for 10 years, and I find he was moderately inspirational.
He doesn't say that.
I guess the closest one was a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, and we shared studio, and that's Mort Meskin.
Oh, yeah.
If you know his work, he was a genius, and I was most influenced by him. But I did want to thank everybody who braved the traffic in New York today to get here. The helicopters and the UN and all the motor parades.
This is what happens when Stan Lee's in town.
What do you think I was going to say? That's my line.
I owe you one. You fed it to me.
Had better timing.
Stan, most creative person you ever worked with or met in the comic book industry?
That's really a tough one. These guys on the panel right here, there's nobody more creative. I've always been in awe of the people I work with, really.
Very much.
Especially Irwin. Maybe that's why I was in awe of you. And however, if I really had to pick one guy, it would just have to be Jack Kirby. Jack, if it were two guys, it would be all of you guys and Jack Kirby. Jack was not only an artist who could make every panel he drew seem exciting to you, even if it was a close-up of a face, but he was also a writer. He didn't write with words, but he wrote with pictures. And he could lay out a story more excitingly than any artist I've ever worked with. And that's saying a lot, because I've worked with artists like the ones here who were literally geniuses. But again, if you have to pick one guy, Jack was a born visual storyteller who was so creative and so imaginative, he just never ran out of ideas. I don't know where they came from. I stole as many as I could, but I couldn't get them all.
Irwin, you've worked with such great editors, writers, artists in your career. Who was the most creative individual that you met?
I would say maybe first Sheldon Mayer, and then the great, best writer of the whole bunch, Bill Finger. Underrated. What's the word? Ignominious? Ignominious. He wasn't an idiot. He was a sad man, but the most creative of all of them. In terms of real characters, creative, Batman, Wildcat, and that's the feeling I had. That's about it.
Ramona?
Nobody else.
I never knew